Hello everyone, it's Tim. Every year our district convenes an annual meeting where we set the levy for our district and officially approve our budget for the year. It's a good opportunity to get a snapshot of where we are financially. And as we have done for the last couple of years now, we put together a video briefly recapping the meeting and providing a general overview of our district finances. On Monday night, October 22nd, our budget for the 2018-19 year was officially approved. That budget totaled almost $43.18 million between our general and special education funds. Where does this money go? Like most service businesses and organizations, most of our money goes toward personnel. This slide shows that a little over 74% of our general and special education expenses go to personnel. 52.5% for salaries, and 21.7% for benefits. That's pretty comparable to past years. And where does our money come from? As this slide shows, most of our funding still comes from our community. A total of 52.8% of our revenue for our general and special education funds comes from the local tax levy this year. As you can see from this slide, most of our funding has come from our community for the last several years. This same slide also shows our trend as far as state funding. General state aid is again down. For the current fiscal year, a little over 31% of our revenue comes from the general state aid. Funding from other state sources is again up. This year it makes up more than 9.2% of our revenue. That is, again, largely from an increase in what is called per pupil aid, a categorical aid provided by the state of Wisconsin based on the district's enrollment over the last 3 years. As you can see from this slide, our per pupil aid from the state has increased for the last several years, although current law has it decreasing from $654 to $630 per pupil in 2019-20. So to recap, funding from the state is again down in one area, but up in another. But most of our funding for general and special education funds still comes from our local property owners. So what does this year's budget mean for our local property taxpayers? This slide shows the history of our mill rate since 2005-2006. As you can see, this year our mill rate will slightly decrease from $11.44 per 1,000 of assessed valuation to $10.96. This slide shows the estimated school tax impact on a homeowner for this current year based on last year. This represents the school portion of a tax bill on a $200,000 house, assuming an increase in value from the previous year. Finally, as I did last year, I want to highlight a couple other trends that I believe are of interest to all of our staff, families, and communities. As you may recall, in April 2014, our community overwhelmingly approved a recurring operational referendum for our district. As you can see from this slide, that support has been critical to our district. The colored portions in the slide shows those years when we had the non-recurring operational referendum. You can see how that permanently became part of our revenue limit after the 2014 referendum. Without our referendum, the bars representing 15-16, 16-17, and 17-18 would have actually gone down instead of up. If you recall, the referendum passed in 2014 was to step up every year until it was capped in the 2017-18 fiscal year. From now on, the $7 million in additional tax support that was added over the 4-year period is included in our ongoing annual budget. The second trend I would like to note pertains to enrollment. As I have said previously, it is no secret that for some time our district has been declining in enrollment. This slide shows our membership for the last 14 years. Membership represents a rolling 3-year average of our student enrollment. Our most recent applied population study forecasts that trend will continue. This trend of declining enrollment has direct financial implications for our district because of Wisconsin's school funding formula. That's a snapshot of where we are financially as a district. More information about the annual meeting is available through our website. And again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you and have a great day.